now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
So here we are, top of the seventh. Hunter Cabral is the new pitcher, the left-hander coming on in relief of Tyler Quintanilla here, as Quintanilla goes the first 6 innings, gives up the 6 runs on 9 hits. And now it is Hunter Cabral. Still having a discussion on that play up here in the booth. Stones McCoy, I want you to come on the microphone here, as you and I are in a furious battle.
We're always tissying.
What happened was there was a runner at first and 1 out, 2 strikes on the batter. The batter struck out.
That's straight. And that's second out.
Right. The runner was running on the pitch, and so he was told second base. But I don't know if they told him that he had to go back because it was a foul ball or something, because he went back to first and then he was tagged out. That didn't make any sense to me. So you came up with some rule you made up, and I don't even know what it is.
What I'm saying is that he was told by somebody, and I'm not saying it's correct, but he was told by somebody, you need to go back to first base. That play was dead, and unfortunately, in the walk back to first base, he was clearly tagged out.
Okay, then I'm glad we discussed this, because I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
But it sounded like before, when we were off air trying to talk about this, you were making up rules that I didn't think existed.
Well, I was talking about the drop dead ball, and you can't advance to first if it's occupied.
That's exactly right. So I'm glad we had that talk, and I'm glad you cleared that up. Thank you very much, Stones McCoy. And we are back in action here with Sean Perouse leading off here in the top of the 7th. He's hitting at .429. First pitch is flied out to right field. Josiah Taylor is going to come in. Second baseman Nick Ochoa goes out, and Nick says, I'll take care of that for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Hunter Cabral. It'll bring up Jacob Price, who came in to run for Robert Gabbert back in the 5th. So a quick out here in the top of the 7th as we debate the rules of baseball.
Number 4, Jacob Price.
Left-handed hitter Jacob Price out of St. Joseph's in Alameda. He's a freshman. High for a ball, 1-0 from Hunter Cabral. Out of Portola, California, 6'1", the left-hander. To the left-hander Price. That is a fastball, and it's in there for a strike. 1-1 on Jacob Price. He's followed by Bryson Horton, the third baseman. 1 out here at top of the 7th. 6-0 in favor of Diablo Valley, the Vikings. Here's Cabral's pitch. Inside, just barely missed the helmet of Jacob Price. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wearing number 4, batting from the left side. Cole Talley is at third base for the Beavers. Nick Ochoa moved over to second. Taylor still at short. Seidler still on first. And Drake Rossi behind the plate. Grijalva, Ott, and Taylor in the outfield. Left-hander Cabral's pitch. That's right up in the same place, which is going to be called a ball yet again. 3 balls and 1 strike. On Jacob Price. Pinch runner in the 5th inning, taking over in left field for Diablo Valley. The Vikings at 15-11 on the season, 5-5 in conference play. Fastball down low for a ball. So Price with the base on balls. He goes down to first base, and Bryson Horton will come to the plate. Struck out, singled, and lined into a double play, so 1 for 3 on the day for Bryson. Out of McQueen High School up in Reno, Nevada.
Number 5, third baseman Bryson Horton.
He's a freshman. Price at first base, 1 out. Fastball outside corner, call strike 1. 0-1 on Horton. Adam Guerin, the center fielder, to follow. 2 teams will conclude this series on Saturday at Diablo Valley. And then the Beavers start a new series with Sierra next Tuesday. Throw over to first base, and it was not his A move. So Price is back easily. Horton at .364, playing at third base today for the Vikings. Hit down the left field line and out of play, so it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Price down at first. 9th appearance on the season for Hunter Cabral. All of them, it looks like, in relief. He's got a runner at first base. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Outside and high. Rossi throws it down to first base. Seidler makes a nice catch to make sure the ball doesn't end up in right field. And the runner is back safely. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Horton. 1 in the second and 5 in the third for the Vikings. That's been the scoring in this ball game so far. Inside, almost hit him. It did not. So good block by Drake Rossi. Keep the ball from going back to the backstop. 2-2. Top of the 7th, 1 out. Going over to first base. That was like, wasn't a C move, it was probably a C plus move. He's inching his way up to his A move. I think it'll be here by about the top of the 9th. Price inches off over at first base. Hit sharply out towards shortstop, scooped up by Taylor. Now he bobbles it, has to pick it up. He's not going to have a play. So he was down ready for it, and the ball jumped up on him. He blocked it, but was not able to make a play. It'll be an error on Taylor. And puts runners at first and second, and Cabral was thinking that might have been a double play ball, but it didn't work out that way. Christian Lucero warming up in the bullpen for the Beavers. And right now here is Adam Guerrera. Adam Guerin has had a good day today, a single, a double, and a walk. So he is 2 for 2, driven in 2 with that double in the third inning. He's up here with 2 on and 1 out right now. Cabral comes to set. Fastball in there for a strike. So Hunter, as we said, his 9th appearance of the season, all in relief. Got a good ground ball right there, but his team couldn't turn it for him, so he's got to come out and shut down Guerin, and then Colby Finch, who's on deck. Guerin with the wide open stance from the right side. That is down low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. San Joaquin Delta in first place, we mentioned in the Big 8 Conference. And then Folsom Lake, who's ranked 3rd in the state in the latest rankings. Here's the pitch, outside for a ball. Delta ranked 6th in the state. Modesto is at 15. Sac City at 22 and Santa Rosa at 24. So 5 Big 8 Conference teams in that top 25. Next pitch on the way. Check swing, call strike. 2-2 on Adam Guerin. .62 freshman out of Douglas High School in Nevada. Cabral comes set, checks runners. Check swing, and it is a foul ball at the plate. And Rossi again for maybe the 7th time today. He's got a bump or a bruise or a nick or a cut or something. And Coach Jay is going to come out and check with him. And if you've talked to Coach Jay, you know that he's a very soothing guy. He can kind of put you to sleep, which is good in this situation, kind of numb the pain. Rossi just going to walk it around. Umpire has made a habit today of killing time for the catcher so he can get his wind back. It's been a full-time job for the Blue today. And he takes his time. He's very good at walking slowly. Very good. Cabral waiting for everybody to get set so he can step in again. First and second are the runners. 1 out here in the 7th. 6-0 in favor of the Vikings. And Adam Guerin, the hitter at the plate. There goes the runners. Pitch is a ball. Good-looking pitch. So Guerin gets the base on balls. That's going to load the bases with one out and he'll bring up Colby Finch. And Cabral's looking into the dugout. Maybe imagining things. I thought it was 2-2 before, but everybody was going, so it must have been a 3-2 pitch.
No, they just called it back. So it's still 3-2. Runners are at second and third.
Okay, so they're going to call it, it's not a walk, but it is 2 stolen bases. I didn't think it was a 3-2 count, but these days, I mean, they got runners going back to bases. You never know what's going on. So now it is 3-2. That is ball 4. So kind of looked into the future there, saw the base on balls happen, wrote it down, moved everybody along, and borne out. And here's Colby Finch. Craig Essick-Jones is out on deck. He'll bat for Park. Hunjay Park will be removed from a pinch hitter. Craig Essick-Jones on deck. Number 2 out of Berkeley, California. But right now it's Colby Finch at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Finch is singled in the second, drove in a run, singled in the third, drove in a run, and he walked in the 6th. So he's having a pretty good day. Came in at just 179, but he couldn't tell from what he's doing today. Chopper out toward shortstop. Taylor picks it up. He's going to second for 1, back over to first, and they got him at first base. So well done by Taylor in the infield. 6-4-3, no runs. No hits, 1 left at the end of 6.5. It's the Vikings 6, the Beavers nothing.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 7th, after a crazy double play to end the top of the 7th, 6-0 in favor of the Vikings. Michael Grijalva, Bryce Seidler, well, that won't be Marcellus Flannery. That'll be Cole Talley. So Talley will be the 3rd hitter of the inning. But they're up against Diego Moran, who has been real good so far, giving up just 2 hits in the first 6 innings. So everybody waiting for the umpire to come back, and Grijalva stepping up to the plate. So Essex-Jones has come in at second base for Hunjay Park. He'll bat in the number 9 spot, but right now it is Michael Grijalva. High pop fly right side out of play, so it is 0-1 on Grijalva. Single and a strikeout from Michael today, so he is 1 for 2. Man comes set, the 0-1. Grijalva takes fastball outside corner, call strike 2. Michael out of Ponderosa High School. He is a sophomore, hitting at 225 coming in. 1 for 2 today. Hit sharply out toward shortstop, scooped up by Coloma. Throws it high to first base over the first baseman's head. And maybe into the dugout. Yes, it was. So it's going to be an error on the shortstop. Grijalva is going to be at second base. And here's Bryce Seidler. Well, Coloma waited back on that one, threw it kind of like let it go a little bit early and went over the first baseman's head. And good try over there by Schuchart, but there was no chance he was catching that one. So down at second base is Grijalva. Just the fourth base runner, I believe the fourth base runner of the day. Here's Seidler, who was grounded to short and struck out, so he is 0 for 2. Came in at 279. Fouls that one back to the screen, so it is 0-1 on Bryce out of Oakmont High. The Viking against the Vikings from Diablo Valley. Ball hit the backstop, rolled all the way back on the field, and Moran says, I'll just pick it up and go pitch it with it again. But the base umpire says, wait a minute, buddy. Let me take a look at that. Let me see what you're trying to pull here. And he gave it back to him, so I guess it was okay. He's on the up and up. After last inning, when they told the guy to go back to first after he'd already stolen second, you never know what's going on here. It's just crazy. Grijalva leads off at second. Seidler waits for the 0-1 pitch. It's in the dirt. Nice block by Colby Finch, saving 90 feet for his pitcher, and it is now 1 ball and 1 strike on Seidler. Umpire in his familiar role of calling timeout so the catcher can recover from being smashed again. And it seems at least a half dozen times today to be the case. Moran's ready to go, looks back at second to pitch. Check swing, and it is ball 2. Now they're going to ask the base umpire, but he's out in the middle of the field, so he can't really tell. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beavers trying to break through here. They trail at 6-0. We're in the 7th. Fastball outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cole Talley looking for his first plate appearance of the day. He is on deck. The 3-1 pitch to Bryce. Swinging a foul back to the screen, right through the catcher's legs. And it is 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count. Give the full count sign from up here. 3-2. Seidler at 6'4", Diego Moran at 6'3". So a big matchup out here on the mound at Beaver Stadium. Outfield straightaway and medium deep in a big park. Here's the pitch. Fouled out play. Spoiled that one, a breaking pitch that Seidler didn't have a real beat on, but he got rid of it. Give himself another chance, live and fight another day. Now we're ready to go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Grijalva leads at second. High, ball 4. So an error and a walk, 2 on, nobody out for the Beavers, and here's Cole Talley. Nobody has warmed up all game, I don't think, for the Vikings, and doesn't look like anybody's down there now, but Moran probably with not too high of a pitch count, although it is the 7th inning. He has struck out 5 so far. That looks like his second walk of the game. So Seidler at first, Grijalva at second, Talley at the plate. Cole out of Sky Ridge, Utah, the freshman, takes a strike. Hitting at .265 on the season. It's just his 17th game of the year. He is behind 0-1. Moran comes set. Talley hits one down to third, into left field for a base hit, and that should have been obstruction, as the shortstop was clearly in the way of Grijalva as he came around between third second and third. I believe if he would have tried for home plate, although the umpire usually will raise his right arm if there's an obstruction play in process, and he did not do so. So sometimes if you don't make the effort, if you try to advance and you're thrown out, then the call will be made. But it didn't look like that call was made. On the plus side, it's a single for Talley, loads the bases, nobody out, and here is Kevin Taylor. Third hit of the game for the Beavers, and more importantly than the old obstruction is the fact that they have the bases loaded with nobody out, and Taylor and Swanson coming to the plate. Kevin is grounded to third and flied to center, so he is 0 for 2. Breaking ball, high for a ball. Ground ball by Talley to the left of third, not too far to the left of third baseman Horton, so I didn't know if he was going to make a play on it or not, but it was cleanly into left field for a base hit. 1-0 on Taylor. Swing and a miss by Kevin. Trying to get a couple runs on the board on that one. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Horton is third baseman, Coloma at shortstop, Essex Jones now at second base, and then Schuchard over at first. Price in left, Guerin in center, Brewer in right, and Colby Finch behind the plate for the Vikings. 1-1 coming from Moran. In there, call strike 2. So he is ahead of the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Kevin Taylor. Kevin at 289 coming in out of Westlake High School. He is a sophomore. Here's Moran's 1-2. Outside, nice take by Taylor. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grijalva's at third. He was reached on an error. A walk to Seidler. He's at second, and a single by Cole Talley. He is at first. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, off speed. So a big strikeout from Moran, not so much for the Beavers. And here's Christoph Swanson, who was flied to center and struck out.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 30, designated hitter Christoph Swanson.
Cole Talley hit from Marcellus Plenary. Came in the game from Marcellus. Wanted to shout out Marcellus a couple of excellent defensive plays in the field today, including a double play. He caught a line drive and gunned it over to first base. Here's Swanson out of Del Oro High, the pitch. Outside corner, call strike. 0-1 on Swanson. Bases loaded, now 1 out for the Beavers. We're in the bottom of the 7th, and the Vikings lead at 6-0. Diego Moran in his first real trouble of the game strikes out Taylor, and he's ahead of Swanson. Grijalva at third, Seidler at second, Talley at first. In the dirt, good block by Finch. 1 ball, 1 strike on Swanson. Christoph is a 5'9" sophomore out of Del Oro. DHing for the Beavers today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Moran comes set. Outside, ball 2. Got that sweeping breaking ball. Slider going to the outside of the right-handed batter, but Christoph was able to hold off on that one and get ahead in the count 2-1, trying to get something he can handle. As a base hit puts a couple of runs across the plate, puts the Beavers right back in this ball game. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Kind of tied him up with that one. 2-2 on Swanson. Six strikeouts from Moran so far. Chopper out towards short, going to be cut off by the third baseman. He's going to second for 1, back to first. And they're going to call interference on the runner sliding into second base, and it's going to be called a double play. Looked like perhaps Talley kind of rolled over a little bit, although it didn't look like he did too much. But as soon as the second baseman Jones jumped out of the way, the interference call was leveled by the umpire. So it goes as a 6-4-3. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. At the end of 7, it's Diablo Valley 6 and American River nothing.
Now back to baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the 8th, Diablo Valley leads at 6-0. The play at the end of the bottom of the 7th, Jones McCoy, our resident rules expert, said that the runner going to second base didn't start his slide until he was almost at second base, and that is the reason for the obstruction call or the interference call, and it was made immediately by the home plate umpire. So we go to the top of the 8th, 6-0. Craig Essick-Jones is going to lead us off. He's coming on for Hunjay Park in the top of this inning, or the bottom of the last inning, excuse me. He's hitting 300 on the season out of Berkeley, California. He's a freshman, 5'7". He'll be followed by the top of the order, Keone Coloma and Samuel Brewer. So Jones, Coloma, and Brewer against Hunter Cabral. Hit weakly out to shortstop. Taylor's going to have to come in and try to hustle on it, and the ball bounces up on him, and Jones will reach base. Error on the shortstop. And that'll bring up Keone Coloma, who has grounded to second twice, doubled, and then fly deep to center field. So he is 1 for 4. And as we said at the time, that fly to center field would have been probably out of a lot of parks the way that they've been described to us by Coach Jay. Just a couple of feet in front of the warning track out there. 340 in the corners, 370 in the alleys, 390 in dead center, Beaver Stadium. Here's Cabral's pitch. In the dirt, bounces away from Rossi. Going to be a wild pitch, and going down to second is Jones. So he is in scoring position with nobody out, and Coloma ahead 1-0 in the count. Hunter Cabral, the second pitcher. Tyler Quintanilla was the starter, went the first 6 innings, gave up 9 hits and 6 runs. 5 of those, as we mentioned, in 1 inning, the third. Breaking ball, Coloma lets it go, and it's in there for a strike. Real nice pitch by Hunter Cabral. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter, as we said, 6'1" out of Portola, California. Big left-hander. He is a sophomore. 1-1, and now he steps off as Taylor bluffed in behind Jones at second base. Craig Essick-Jones reached on the air. Now he's at second on the wild pitch. Another breaking ball swung on and missed this time by Coloma. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Keone. 3:04 entering the game, 1 for 4 in the game, 1 for 4 with a run batted in on Tuesday in the 9-6 Diablo Valley win over the Beavers. Beavers lost the last 2 of the Santa Rosa series, 7-5 and 4-1. There goes the runner. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. So Essick-Jones with an easy steal of third. A strikeout of Coloma. And that'll bring up Samuel Brewer, the right fielder. Oh, we've got a pinch hitter. It's number 24 is Aaron Jenkins.
Attention, please. Now batting for Diablo Valley College, number 24, Aaron Jenkins.
Jenkins coming in out of Benicia, California. Coming in for Samuel Brewer. Right-hand hitting freshman, 6'1". He's got a runner at third, and the Beavers will play the infield in. Down 6-0 here in the top of the 8th. Chris Schuchart on deck. Jenkins batting for Brewer. Brewer was 1 for 2. He had a sacrifice bunt. He had a walk. Fastball's in the dirt. Nice block by Rossi. Jenkins is ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. So Brewer singled in the first, sacrificed in the third, and grounded to short in the fourth, and then walked in the sixth. And now Aaron Jenkins is coming off the bench to take his place. And we presume, as he is listed as an outfielder, he'll take over in right field for Brewer. Right-handed hitter, slightly open stance against the left-hander Hunter Cabral. Line drive left center field on his horse is out. He's not going to get there. It's down. It's rolling all the way to the fence. Rounding first, Jenkins. He's hitting second. He's going to go for third. The throw's coming in, and The relay throw, head first slide. It is a triple for Aaron Jenkins and a run batted in, and now 7-0 in favor of Diablo Valley. So an unearned run by Diablo Valley, but a ringing triple by Aaron Jenkins, and that'll bring up Chris Schuchart.
36, first baseman Chris Schuchart.
That is the first hit for Diablo Valley since that third inning. So they went through the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th without a hit. Got the error to lead this inning, and then Jenkins delivers the ringing triple. Breaking ball is in there to Schuchart for a strike. He has fly to right, singled, grounded to third, and been caught looking. So he is 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Infield still in, as Jenkins now at third base changes places with Essex Jones. Line drive, base hit left field, a big breaking ball that stayed up, and it's an RBI single for Schuchart. And that makes it 8-0 in favor of the Vikings. Just stayed up on that breaking ball, and Schuchart waited for it and lashed it into left field for the base hit. Here's Sean Perouse, the designated hitter. Actually, we have Alex Merchant is going to hit for Sean Perouse.
Number 7, designated hitter Alex Merchant.
So Merchant coming on for Perouse, who was 0 for 4 while he was in there. Comes on with a runner at first base. Fastball is just a little bit high for a ball. Alex Merchant from Liberty High School in Brentwood. Aaron Jenkins came in hitting an .091, but just 22 at-bats before that triple. Fastball inside for a ball. To Alex Merchant. Alex at .350 on the season. Here's the pitch from Cabral. Hit sharply up the middle. Big hop. Backhanded. No, it's off the glove of Ochoa into center field for a base hit. Going all the way around to third is runner Schuchart, and first and third, and 1 out. That was a do or die out there by Ochoa at second base. The ball just didn't come into his glove, so it's a base hit for Merchant. And that brings up Jacob Price. Price came on in the 5th inning to run for Robert Gabbert. He walked in the 5th inning, walked in the 7th inning. He took over for a walk in the 5th inning and walked on his own in the 7th inning. So the left-hand hitting outfielder has not had the official at-bat, but he has a runner at third and a runner at first here. Three hits in the inning. And here's Price. He's from St. Joseph's High in Alameda. Schuchart over at first. In there for a strike. Merchant over at first. Schuchart's over at third. 0-1 on Price. Another breaking ball. That swung on and missed. 0-2 as Bryson Horton waits on deck. No balls, 2 strikes on Price. Merchant at first, Schuchart over at third. 2 runs in. The Vikings lead this one 8-0. Breaking ball is lifted to left field. Grijalva's going to come in. He might have a chance as the ball is not hit deep. The runner bluffed, and the throw is cut off by Cole Talley. So a fly to left field by Price is the second out. Runners stay put, and here is Bryson Horton, who was struck out, singled, lined out, and reached on an error. So he is 1 for 3. He does have a run scored in the game. Came in at .364 out of McQueen High School in Reno, Nevada. Right-handed hitter, and now we're going to have a meeting at the mound as first and third. It doesn't seem like the bullpen cameras picked up anybody in the bullpen. Cabral has been more effective with the left-handers so far than the right-handers, and here comes somebody in from the bullpen. So we're going to have a pitching change, it looks like. We'll be back to tell you exactly who that is, but right now we're in the top of the 8th. Diablo Valley leads us 8-0.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Christian Lucero is the new pitcher for the Beavers, making his 19th appearance on the season. He has 6 saves, an ERA of 4.18. He inherits a runner at first and a runner at third. And he is Bryson Horton is the batter. Talked about Cabral not being as effective on the right-handers. Lucero had warmed up earlier, but was not warming up prior to the to being put in. But he was obviously ready to go, and he's pitched a considerable amount of time out of the bullpen this year, so he gets ready pretty quick. The Submariner against Horton. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Alex Merchant is down at first. Chris Suchard is over at third. 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits and a costly error for the Beavers. And Lucero against Horton. Foul back to the screen on an inside pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike on Horton. Struck out in the second, singled and scored in the third, lined out in the fifth, and then reached on an error in the 7th. Lucero, the 1-1. Outside corner call strike. Nice crossfire right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Horton. Right-hand hitting third baseman against the right-handed reliever. Lucero comes set. Waves at an off-speed pitch, strike 3. So Christian Lucero comes in to strike out Horton. 2 runs on, 3 hits, 2 left at the end of 7.5. It's the Vikings 8, the Beavers nothing.
Back on the call, here's Mark Phantom Low.
Getting ready to go in the bottom of the 8th. Diego Moran still out on the hill for Diablo Valley, and why not? He's only given up 3 hits and a couple of walks in the game so far. He leads at 8-0. He'll face Nick Ochoa, then Drake Rossi, Dominic Ott, 8, 9, and 1 for the Beavers. Nick has grounded to second and flied to center, so he is 0 for 2. Started the game at third base, now playing at second base. Wearing number 44 from the right side, Nick Ochoa out of Sigersom High School in Santa Ana, California. Up here against Diego Moran for the 3rd time. Takes a fastball high and inside for a ball. 1-0 on Nick. Freshman, 5'10". Momentary delay on the field as center fielder Guerin is going over to check on the left fielder. That's must be Jacob Price over there. And Stones with the the drugstore binoculars that we afforded because of the bake sale is going to check things out. And looks like Jacob's waving his hand out there. He looks like he's okay. But now he's coming in. Does he need sunglasses? Is that the problem? Because he's coming in all the way. And now we're going to have a replacement. So number 9 is coming in. That is Jacob Hicks out of Discovery Bay. He's going to go over and take out left field. And hope everything's okay with Price as Hicks takes over in left field. So that was just another one of the odd things that happened in this game. Runners going back to the base and being tagged down after already getting to the next base, and left fielders just being replaced out of nowhere. As we say, we hope everything's okay. So Hicks in left field now. Guerin still in center. And Merchant. Here's the first pitch. That's hit high in the air, right center field. Guerin's going to get a beat on it. Now the right fielder calling for it. Guerin's going to get it, and he does for the first out. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Drake Rossi. Looks like Luke Stuber is out there warming up in the bullpen for the Vikings. Luke out of Reno, Nevada.
The catcher, Drake Rossi.
So Aaron Jenkins is out in right field now. Jenkins, Guerin, and Hicks in the outfield. And here's Rossi, who has walked and grounded to shortstop. Hit sharply out toward shortstop, backhanded by Coloma. Coloma across the diamond, and he got him by a couple of steps. So ball hit well, but right to Coloma's area. He gets him for the second out. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Dominic Ott, who was grounded out, sacrificed, and singled. So he is 1 for 2.
Number 16, center field.
2 outs here in the 8th. Sergio Moran now 7 2/3 innings, just 3 hits allowed. Been backed up by a pretty solid defense. Swing and a miss on a fastball by Moran. Oh, 0-1. Outside corner, 0-2. Stones McCoy, you have an update on our left fielder, Jacob Price?
Jacob Price came out of the game because he has a bloody nose.
Okay, well done. And we wish him well, and we're glad that you have those binoculars. 0-2 pitch on the way. Lifted into left center field. Guerin's coming over. He's going to have a beat on it. He reaches up and makes the catch. So 1-2-3 again at the end of 8. Vikings 8, Beavers nothing.
Coming up, more Beavers baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Move to the top of the 9th. The score 8-0 in favor of Diablo Valley. They're going to send up Adam Guerin and then Colby Finch and then Craig Essick-Jones here in the top of the 9th. 7, 8, and 9 against Christian Lucero, the third pitcher for the Beavers. Tyler Quintanilla went the first 6, gave up 6 runs. And then Hunter Cabral went 1 2/3, gave up 2 runs. One of those was unearned, so he is charged with 1 earned run. And now Lucero came in, got the last out of the 8th, and he goes here in the 9th. And here's Adam Guerin, who has singled, doubled, and walked twice. So he is 2 for 2, been on base all 4 times, and has 2 runs batted in. First pitch is in there for a strike, a little check swing, but just let that one go by. 0-1 on Guerin. Came in at 344, and he's 2 for 2 today. Still some activity in the bullpen for the Vikings. Next pitch is hit right back to Lucero. Christian gets it, flips it over to first base, and gets in for the out. Looked like he's throwing darts or something like that. So first time that Guerin has been retired. 1-3, and here's Colby Finch, who's had a pretty good day with a couple of singles, hit into a double play and walk. So he is 2 for 3. 2 runs batted in, came in at 179. Stands in there against Lucero, who's very difficult if you haven't faced him before, although I think he did pitch an inning on Tuesday, so they have seen him. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes on Colby Finch. 8-0, 1 out, top of the 9th. Vikings leading on this one. 5 of those runs in the 3rd inning. Sharply out toward shortstop. Taylor has it on a scoop, throws to first. It is high, but come down with it is Seidler, and either stepped on the bag or made the tag. And either way, the second out is recorded. And here's Craig Essick-Jones, who came on in the 7th inning for Hyundai Park. Reached on an error. Later scored. Out of Berkeley, California, the freshman infielder playing second base in place of Hyundai Park. First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Christian Lucero, his 19th appearance of the season, has 6 saves. 6 of the 9 wins that the Beavers have on the season, he has saved. Swinging a foul at the plate by Essick-Jones. 1-1 on Craig. Keone Coloma, the shortstop, the leadoff hitter, is on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jones. Inside corner, call strike 2. Stones McCoy with the nod, the approving nod. 1 ball and 2 strikes, which doesn't mean anything when you're looking at the accuracy of the umpire. That doesn't mean anything just because Stones McCoy thinks it was a good call. Breaking ball, call strike 3. So 1-2-3 for Lucero here in the 9th. At the end of 8.5, it's the Vikings 8 and the Beavers nothing.
Listening to Beavers Baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 9th, Luke Stuber is the new pitcher for Diablo Valley, making his 7th appearance of the season. Luke out of Reno, Nevada, 6'2" freshman. He will face Josiah Taylor, then Michael Grialba, and Bryce Seidler, 2, 3, and 4, as the Beavers try to break through against the Vikings pitching staff. Diego Moran was nothing short of brilliant. 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, no runs, and he was in trouble once and was taken out by a double play. So a very good outing by Diego Moran, the 6'3" right-hander out of Alhambra and Arcadia High School. And Luke Stuber's coming in to shut the door on the Beavers, and obviously Josiah Taylor's trying to lead a movement, so that does not happen. Josiah has 0 for 3 today. He struck out, flied to center, grounded to short. So he's looking for his first hit of the day as he's hitting at 269, the right-handed hitter out of Alpha Charter from Alberta, California. 5 runs in the third inning, the big blow today for the Vikings. They got 1 in the second and then 2 in the eighth, but the 5 in the third put the game out of reach. Took it from 1-0 to 6-0. Here's Josiah Taylor. Grijalva on deck and then Seidler against Luke Stuber. 6'2". He's pitched 10 innings this year. 10 strikeouts and 8 walks. And he faces Josiah Taylor. Fastball, strike 1. Taylor got a look at that one. Now he's ready to go. No balls and 1 strike. Diablo Valley looking to go 6-5 in Big 8 conference play. That one is down low for a ball, so it is 1-1 on Josiah Taylor. Grijalva and Seidler to follow. Line drive up the middle. Second baseman cuts it off, throws to first, and he is safe at first. So it's an infield single for Taylor, as that one looked like it was hit a little harder than it was, but fortunately it wasn't hit all that hard, and I think he might have beaten it out anyway. So an infield single, 4th hit of the game for the Beavers, the first by Taylor, and here's Michael Grijalva, who has singled, struck out, and reached on an error. So Michael, we got a pinch hitter here. Looks like it is Trevor Crockett who's going to take over for Michael Grijalva. Trevor out of Del Campo High School. He is also a freshman. He's batting for Michael Grijalva. Fastball in there for a strike. It looks like Blake Uyama is on deck to hit for Bryce Seidler. So a welcome sign. Get Blake back in the lineup, even if it's in a pinch hitting role. So Crockett at the plate, runner at first. Time is called by the umpire. Taylor leads at first. Stuber comes to the plate. It isn't there for a strike. 0-2 now on Trevor Crockett. We're in number 5. Luke Stuber looks over at first base. Crockett takes a breaking ball, call strike 3. One out, and that'll bring up Blake Uyama. He's a pinch hitter. He's a sophomore out of Kennedy High School. So Bryce Seidler 0 for 2 today. He had a strikeout, a walk, and a ground out. Uyama left-handed hitting. Third baseman / pitcher from Kennedy High School. Steps in against Luke Stuber. Blake takes down low for a ball. Left-hander against the right-hander Stuber, with Taylor out at first base and 1 out here in the 9th. Cole Talley on deck. Uyama against Stuber. There goes the runner of the pitch. It's outside. The throw down to second base is going to be just a little bit too late. And a stolen base for Josiah Taylor, getting himself into scoring position. Pitch was called a ball, so it's 2-0 on Uyama. Throw from Colby Finch bounced. I don't know that it would have been on time even if it hadn't. But just a little bit too late to get Josiah. Stuber looks back at him. 2-0 on the way to Uyama. Blake swings and fouls it into the catcher's glove, so it is 2 balls and 1 strike. Blake Uyama, the pinch hitter. Runner at second and 1 out. Swing and a miss again, so it is 2-2 on Blake. Two balls, 2 strikes on Blake Uyama. Trying to keep something going, kind of keep, at least get a run across here for the Beavers in the bottom of the 9th. Sharply back to the pitcher. He's going to get it, look over to the runner, throw it to first for the out. Moving to third is Taylor. Sharply hit, but right back to Stuber, who thought about throwing it to third and then remembered he was ahead 8-0, so he threw it to first. And here's Cole Talley. 2 outs, runner at third.
Number 2, the third baseman, Cole Talley.
Cole is 1 for 1 today. Came on in the 5th inning for Flannery. Up here against Stuber with the runner at third and 2 outs. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Taylor down at third. Fastball outside for a ball. 1-1 on Cole Talley. Cole comes to us from Sky Ridge in Utah. He's a freshman, 6'3". Plays all the infield positions, playing third today. Stuber takes his time now. He's ready from the windup. Breaking ball in the dirt. Gets away. Here comes Taylor to pitch to the home, and he is going to be in there safe. So the Beavers break through on the wild pitch. Makes it 8-1 in favor of the Vikings, and now here is Talley with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Taylor with some aggressive base running, stealing second, going to third on a grounder to the pitcher, and then scoring on that very short wild pitch. But he got himself a run, and now Talley with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Fastball outside, ball 3. If Cole reaches, Kevin Taylor would get another chance. Stuber, the second pitcher for the Vikings. Diego Moran went the first 8 innings. Grounded sharply down the third base line, but foul. Moran was pretty good. 3 hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts, just 2 walks in the 8 innings he threw. Infield single by Taylor, and he eventually scored. Crockett struck out, and Uyama grounded out. Here's the pitch. Call strike 3, and that's the ball game. So 1 run on 1 hit, nobody left. Final score, Diablo Valley 8, American River 1. We're back with a little post game right after this on the Stones Radio Networks.
back with your play-by-play is Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
That's true. If you mean by play-by-play, Beaver postgame with me, the Phantom, and Stones McCoy right here. Beavers lose this one 8-1 to Diablo Valley. And Stones, after some games we can say, we could have done that, we could have done this. In this game, it was just too much Diego Moran. 8 innings, 3 hits, and that's pretty much your ball game.
It's Diego Moran's world. We were all just witness to it today.
Yeah, we weren't living in it. We were dying in it, that's for sure.
And including the Beavers tonight.
Yeah.
So, you can't fault a guy when he comes out and pitches as well as he does. And really holds his team up like that. You can't. What are you going to do? You've got to get to them eventually or get into their bullpen. They worked really hard doing such. And I got to give a little shout out to Josiah Taylor. You're down 8 runs with 2 outs and a strike in the bottom of the 9th. And you go out there and you get on base and you hustle around and you put a run up on the board for your team. Shout out to Josiah Taylor. But today it was Diego Moran's world.
Yeah. Tyler Quintanilla was he had one bad inning. He actually pitched pretty well. He had the one bad inning in the fifth. In the third. They got 5 runs in you're right, 5 runs in the third. And it was a mixture. I mean, it was some pretty good hits. There was some he got 2 strikes on guys a couple of times.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to close the deal, and it hurt him. But basically, it was a Diego Moran situation. And now American Rivers their situation is, we had a couple of games. The last 3 or 4 games we played, right in it to the end. This play we make, that play we make, everything's great. Today was just we were overmatched.
Yeah.
So now how do they come back out Saturday when they go back down to Diablo Valley?
Well, again, I mean they got a good pitch. They got good pitching today out of their starters. So you're not looking for anything necessarily in that area. They pitched well. If you can continue to pitch like that, you'll be fine. We got a lot of runners on, but couldn't do anything with getting them in. You couldn't advance the runner. I'd like to see more fundamentals, placing that, getting that bunt down early, getting those runners moved over early in the counts, as opposed to later in the counts. It's really going to give you more momentum. An early run for this Beavers team, I really think would produce more runs as the game progresses.
Yeah, they
got to score early in order to get something.
You're right. They got ahead in the game on Tuesday 4-0. Weren't able to hold it today. You're right. They got into a situation early by the 3rd inning. You couldn't really play that move the ball up, one base game. You had to kind of go out and get the not going to hit a home run here, but the big hit. And they weren't able to do that, and that's to Moran's credit. We're back here on Tuesday against Sierra College.
Yes.
Looking forward to that one. So trying to grab something there. There is a game Saturday. They are playing Diablo Valley. I think that's probably a 1 o'clock start if you want to try to follow that. But we're back on Tuesday. We're loving doing it. We're trying to get a W.
You bet.
Don't blame us. We're doing our best. We're out here watching. We're out here rooting. But we're back on Tuesday. We thank you for watching. We thank you for listening. Tell your friends. Tell your family. If they haven't checked us out yet to do so, we're trying to give them some information. We're trying to give them the news, the goings-on for American River College baseball and softball when the time comes. I'm Mark the Phantom Lowe. That's Stones McCoy. We thank you for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday when the Beavers take on Sierra. Thank you.
Stones Radio Networks, the home of Lincoln Potters baseball, and now home to ARC Beavers baseball. Find this and so much more on stonesradionetworks.com. Check out their YouTube channel and their Facebook channel, or shoot them an email at stonesradio@yahoo.com, or give them a call anytime, 916-367-4700.